What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Mesopotamia AI only battle. I hope you're enjoying it so far. We'll start this episode with a little warning. Sadly, we did have our first crashes loading up. It worked third time round, but I did have something else open. I didn't realise was open, so that might have been why. So hopefully we're okay. But yeah, just obviously we might hit the limit, but hopefully we won't. I mean, there's only 5 civs. They're all vanilla civs. There's not really many mods on. The in-game editor actually helps having it on, so it shouldn't get too bad. But yeah, I think it's just because I had another tab open and I didn't realise. But hopefully, but yeah, just if it does all go wrong, you know, it could go wrong. Please don't get mad at me. Nothing I can do about it if it breaks. But we'll continue with this huge war, and a good turn there for Egypt as they retake Tunis and Tabuk over here. And obviously it will be Persia's go next. Is there anything? The Ottomans are still fighting Byzantium, but no cities particularly close to falling, and Egypt pieced out with Greece. So yeah, Persia v Egypt is the main focus right now. And how many cities will Persia get this turn? There's a lot of units up here from both sides. This is definitely the main port. 3 Sana, Tunis and Bubastis. So Bubastis here, Sana, and then Tunis is in the north. But you can see there's other cities here and here, which I think some of these have been nuked. It's just not showing. And some, yeah, all the way along the front line. Persia has weakened all of them. So there you go. 2 went Egypt's way last turn, then 3 went back to Persia. And Egypt take 3 this turn, with Mecca going back their way. And then Sana goes back, and they took Bubastis back as well. But Persia's turn is coming, so it could all change again. Obviously lots of units being lost. Pretty much a land unit is lost every time a city changes hands at a minimum. I think this city may have just been nuked. You just saw every unit around it get damaged. That sucks. And Persia takes 5. Mecca, Kufa, Sana, Tabuk. Okay, so Mecca's here, Kufa here, Sana, Tabuk, Bubastis. There you go. That was the 5 for Persia, all along the front. So that's huge. Can Egypt get any back? I'm sure they could. There's definitely opportunities to, but a lot of their units taking some damage. They get Kufa back and they get Bubastis back. But yeah, 2, and here's Persia's turn. Bit worrying. Is there going to be more? They can't. I don't think they'll outdo 5. That's the best turn they've had so far. Even before Egypt was putting up a good defense. I know there's people rooting for both sides of this. Kufa and Bubastis just retaken by Persia, but Suha here could be next to go as well. I mean, I picked Persia. I'm not really. Oh my goodness, they have so many units in reserve, and they're paratroopers. They can all just arrive on the front line. That is scary. I mean, Egypt has a lot of stuff back here as well, as they only retake 1 city. The Ottomans are building up a lot of units, but they never used this against Byzantium. That was quite weird. I'm not really sure what this is even for. I mean, do you know what a good play might be? I think it's still maybe a bit too soon, but you never know. We haven't looked at the info addicts, right? But the Ottomans, it could soon be time to think about getting in on this fall of Egypt. I don't think it's quite the time. Egypt is still massive compared to the Ottomans. I mean, look, Egypt has all of North Africa untouched by the war. You obviously have all of this strip up here that's still fine. Persia takes 3 new cities, with 2 of them are new. They took Bubastis against Suha, and another one, which I believe is in the south. Yeah, they took Najran for the first time as well. Oh man, Egypt. You know, it's still Arabian territory they're losing, so it's not a disaster. But yeah, it's certainly favouring Persia. They are looking monstrous right now. I mean, yeah, if you use the mini-map as a reference, if you split it down the middle, it is the Persian-Egyptian border. So Egypt is sharing it with the sea, the Ottomans, Byzantium, Greece. Persia has it all on their half to themselves. So I think that gives you a clear indicator of who's doing the best at the moment. There's also loads of gaps in Persia. I know this map's got some weird resource spawns. I don't know if it's accurate. It may be, you know, historically accurate or something, but this area has got no luxuries, so that is probably why. Egypt does retake a couple of cities again, just putting up a fight, but every time there's another city being sieged down somewhere else. You see these ones starting to go. Basra's now quite low. And Persia takes 4 that turn. Kufar, Najran, Mendes, and Bubastis again. And they nearly got Mughal in the north as well, just for good measure. So Persia's having a great time at the moment. Can Egypt get anything back? They're starting to look a little low on numbers. They do get Mendes back, or Mendes. Not sure. Either way, we'll stick with Mendes. Here we go, Persia. Should we say 3 this turn? It's a fun little guessing game. Focus on these ones here, because that's where I can see a lot of units. But I know the one in the north might go as well, and probably some in the south too. They do take their time. Nope, just the one here. And the one, as I mentioned, in the north, Mughal, falls to Persia. So they now have a couple of borders with the Ottomans. Maybe Ottomans, I mean, no, they can't really save Egypt. That's the problem. Even with all this cool navy, can't touch Persia. So yeah, the Ottomans will have to focus on Egypt. In fact, the Ottomans hardly have any land units. They mostly have a navy, which is very worrying once Persia's finished with Egypt. It'd be cool if there was like stats from, you know, wars, like how many units died and stuff. I don't get that, but it'd be cool to know, because it must be a massive number for this war from both sides, and they're obviously just churning out insane numbers because they both still will have massive amounts of production. Persia takes 2 more cities. It's the first time they've taken a freebie here. I guess it might be a threebis, however you pronounce that one again. So yeah, Persia looking good right now. They've also separated some of Egypt's cities. It's not looking good for Egypt. I think that's the one thing we can agree on. I think the others are kind of watching in horror. They're not declaring any wars. They're just terrified. See, yeah, the Ottomans have enough boats that if they sent them through here, they could easily probably get these cities, but they're just not doing it. Either way, Basra falls again, and Ooredoo, which I believe... Is that a giant... Did I see... I think I saw that. Nope, there is a giant death robot here for Persia. They're at the end of the tech tree, so they really snowballed through those final levels, despite the massive penalty they'll get for having... Getting on, I'd say, 70, 80 cities, maybe. Maybe more than that. They also grab Ooredoo here in the north. But yeah, giant death robot, pretty rare that we see those, so that is cool. A bit like tanks, not a very common choice. Just normally see nuclear missiles. Here's a surprise, actually. I mean, the only real justification is that they maybe just had 1 uranium available, and for whatever reason have gone against atomic bombs. I don't know, were they banned? I don't think so. We've been sort of watching the votes. And the Ottomans, they went after this city on the island of Crete. So they are still attacking Byzantium, and if they get this one, then maybe they will fully focus on going up this way. Yeah, I don't think the World's Congress has banned nukes, but... Nope. So they just also... But they don't have any either. They have used some. They haven't rebuilt them. So maybe they just didn't have enough, and they... Well, they obviously had enough for an atomic bomb, but they just chose a giant death robot, and obviously now they can't reuse that 1 uranium. Or maybe they do have them and I'm just missing them. They are huge. Would make sense, right? It's a massive empire. Could easily miss some stuff. And they keep moving them around quicker than I can check. Oh, that city's fallen for the first time. Anjar. And this one, El Ashmanine. Yeah, I think Egypt might start to crumble here. Look at this wave of Persian units just sort of stretching from here down to all the way down here. Yeah, this could be the beginning of the end. This city's going to go next. Egypt, are they even going to take anything back? You know, just a few turns ago, this city was constantly going back and forward. Look how much ground they've made. Tabuk, Sana. This was the front line down Kufa into Najran and Mecca. And that's now all deep inside Persian territory. It's not looking good. Not looking good. Persia has so many planes. I don't know what Egypt has done. Like, they don't have planes. I don't know if they've invested it all in battleships. No, I don't think they... These are all destroyers. So they don't even have battleships. So yeah, Egypt must just not have oil. That's just bad luck with the map, isn't it? That is rough. I'm guessing Persia maybe has a lot of oil as well. If it is like a historic, accurate map, potentially that might be why. Cahoon has been purchased. Conquered. But Persia also took El Kab here last turn, and Arkim. This city could be next. I don't know where this city is that Egypt took, to be honest. I don't know where. I saw they took one, but I don't know where it is. Either way, Cahoon went back to Persia. Where is this city? It must be on the front, right? It can't be anywhere else. I don't see it. What? Oh, it's this one. Sorry. I don't know how I missed that one. Okay, well, yeah, it's not looking good. Egypt is now... I said earlier they had this nice sort of two strips. The one upwards along the Levant area and one in North Africa. Now they don't really have this one anymore. It's crumbling. They are still putting up good defences in areas. They take El Kab back. But again, Persia's turn. They could take 2-3 cities this turn. The Ottomans also now have complete control of Crete. I just wonder when. Will they consider it? It would be big. The Ottomans have battleships and planes. They could definitely use this navy to do some damage. And there you go. Persia takes El Kab. Tyre is released. That was nice of them. And they also took the city of this. And there you go. The International Space Station was completed by Persia with 6,396 production in 2 turns. It was 2 turns ago that it passed. No, 4 turns ago that it passed. So that's ridiculous. That's over 1,000 production a turn. Right? No, is that like 1,300? Maybe more. Sorry if my... No, 1,500 plus. Sorry. No, wait. Sorry, 4 turns. I know. Maths. I think it is over 1,500, but we won't go there. They will be getting the Wonder. They get 1 production from all scientists and 1 science from engineers. I mean, that is... You can imagine how that's going to stack up from them, can't you? I don't know if that means great engineers or what. No, I think it's in the specialists column. If you look deeper in cities than I would ever probably go, you'll find that. But yeah, they obviously have a huge population, large amount of production and science. If you imagine they're going to transfer over to each other, that's a lot. 33% more science from great scientists discovering new techs. I mean, they're already at the end, so that's not as good. There's also a free great scientist for Egypt and Persia. And then Ottomans get a one-time research boost. So yeah, that is a definite example of the rich getting richer there. Persia just grabbed everything. I would hate to look at the info addicts right now. We've got to wait 19 more turns. By then, Egypt may not be in second place anymore. I mean, they may not be now. It's hard to tell. I would assume they're still there, but for how much longer? Did retake 2 cities that turn. Anjar and these 2 cities. But Persia probably going to take 2 to 3, maybe right back this turn. Oh no, Persia went. Oh no, the Ottomans are finally making a push against Byzantium. This is exciting. They conquer Varna there. And here we go. Will Persia have a big turn? Is this the moment? It took a while. No, they just retake the same 2. Looks like this will be Egypt's final stand. Plenty of units defending Lisht. Here. Can Egypt keep them out? Oh, they've gone for a tank. Can they keep them out? They should have probably spammed a load of boats in the Red Sea here. That is what it's called. To defend themselves. At least the crossing. As Persia loses El Kab. The Ottomans actually managed to get the Hubble Space Telescope. I'm not sure. Persia must just be building units and decided not to complete that one. They've been pretty dominant on the wonder building front. So, there you go. Oh, Persia takes 3 cities there. Dashur, Lisht, and El Kab in the same turn. It looked like so much, didn't it? We just watched it, but this one was already theirs. That's pretty big. Egypt is keeping these 2 cities for now. But yeah, Persia with a huge victory. They've pretty much kicked Egypt out of the Arabian Peninsula now. Arabia, this is what Arabia felt like. Egypt is still quite big, but I think we have a winner. Second and third might be still up for debate. But for how much longer? Because I think the Ottomans would have it. I think they definitely have it over these 2. So that fight for top 3. There might not even be 3 left by the end, whenever we decide the end actually is. I think Persia has won. Everyone who's picked Persia will be getting a shout out. It's also my first correct pick, although it wasn't the hardest one. I'm not going to count it as a proper one. A 8 civ game compared to a 43 civ game, but still, I'm happy with it. We've got a winner. First time ever, you know. I can't be too harsh on myself. There's a world where Arabia won. There's also a world where Egypt wins. A world where any of them win. Maybe Greece and Byzantium probably did have the hardest starts. But yeah, any of them could have won, I would say. Egypt does reconquer a few cities, but I think they're going to lose all of it again. All the progress. We're going to watch it front row seat for these 3 cities potentially. XCOM squad's now on the front for Persia there at the bottom. Oh, this one just about got surrounded, but there we go. Tyre is released again, and they took Yamana. Yamama. There we go. Not Yamana, Yamama. Down there in the south. So yeah, that is Egypt pretty much kind of on the border here. That is them essentially kicked out of the Arabian Peninsula. They do retake Yamama, but not any of these cities here. Look at all these submarines. They're kind of... Actually, it kind of looks like a lot, but they can't do anything. Submarines can't shoot cities. Persia's not putting any units in the sea. Apart from, I don't know why this one is here, but... fair enough. They obviously didn't like this unit. They sent them on a suicide mission. They will obviously be dead next turn. Actually, no, they survived. So I don't know how they survived this Egypt's turn, but they didn't move it out of the water. They do hate this unit. Oh no, they did. It just took a while to load. There you go. They retake Yamama. They get this city again, Dashur, and they took one more, which was this one. The Ottomans now maybe a bit worried. They're still not going for Constantinople. That would be so useful for them as well. 30 population. And Adrianople is at 30 as well. Those are 2 great cities for Byzantium. Obviously gives you the canal access too. Oh man, this is hard to watch. It's kind of cool though. This is probably the biggest military we've maybe ever seen, just because of the size of the civ. So it's kind of cool. I don't know what the exact number is, but look at this. This is a regular civ's like army, just chilling at home, and there's like another one here. There's more like spread out all the way around. There's all these coastal units that they just have. They're just on another level right now. Hawara has been captured. Where's that? Oh, that's this one. There's death robots just walking through. I see radiation as well. Embargo the Ottomans, ban salt. Who? This one tile. I know it's not loading the other radiation. I'm just wondering. Oh no, okay, it's up here. They must have nuked this city. Persia obviously do have access to nukes when they want them. We just don't see them. But Egypt has nothing. Look, no planes. No. There's one plane here. It's a guided missile. They must just not have oil, which is obviously a huge disadvantage. I do understand that. If that is the case, you know, we'll have a look. We'll have a look after this turn. I'll unlock the strategic resources for us, and we can have a look at who's got what. Try and figure out if they have oil. That's gonna be so annoying, isn't it? Here we go then. What will Persia take this turn? How many cities? I'm gonna say 2. Starting to take longer and longer, aren't they? Got through 20 turns this episode, that's not bad. 20 action-packed turns as well, that's good. The problem I normally moan about is we have... Oh, there's another nuke. We normally have like 5 turns of nothing. 20 action-packed turns is perfect, that's fine. And we've really been focusing in up close on this war. Looking at the cities as they fall. Bit of unhappiness for the Ottomans here. But let me see if we can do this. I'm just going to save, just in case, because I'm sure you understand. Here we go. I don't know why it doesn't show you the most recent one at the top. Here we go. I'll open the in-game editor, and if I go to My Technologies, and I sort of skip through, find all the ones iron working, that will show me that. Does that show me the iron? Which one actually shows you iron? I think you actually need bronze working to see iron. What other resources are there? Horses is another one. We don't need to see horses doing it, it's fine. It's a bit late in the game. We don't really need to see iron either. Right, let me scroll back from here. Aluminium. Biology will reveal the oil. And then electricity reveals aluminium. Okay. And if I go in here, does Egypt have any? They have aluminium. I'm not seeing any. They must have a little bit because they had some stuff here. They have one source of 5 oil there. That is it. And it doesn't show us if they're working it. I needed another tech to see if they're working it in the water. But yeah, that seems to be all they have. Persia, on the other hand, do they have? They have 5 oil there. There's another 5 there. 10 here that they don't. 15 that they don't have. 20. I think it might be more realistic placement here. 30. There's another 5 that they have. There's more in the Gulf. They don't. There's actually more that they don't have than they do have. It's kind of hard to see with all the units what they've actually got. But I'm guessing they have way more is sort of the answer. Yeah, it looks kind of accurately placed with most of it being in this region. I'm going to turn these off now because it's kind of hard to see. But that'll be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. We're coming towards the end of this one. I don't have a set end point, but obviously kind of got a winner already. So we'll probably go till a few more days. I don't know, turn 400 maybe is just a sort of number to arbitrary number to target, but we don't necessarily have a target. We just go till it's obvious. Obviously done, and I do have a plan for the next game. It's going to be a bit of a longer one to set up, so I'm going to start working on the plans for that now. The idea behind it, little spoiler, if you've watched this far, you sort of deserve it. Not a spoiler, but you know, a teaser, is it will kind of, I'm going to try and do a Europe game, which is sort of similar to EU4's setup, but in Civ 5, so sort of different civs and mods. But then we're going to give each civ like kind of some early bonuses at the start of the game to reflect like their national sort of, you know, things that, what would you say, like good at over history. So like the UK will get some extra boat related things like a good navy. France might have like cultural things. I haven't actually picked the things, that's what I need to check and make sure. You know, Germany might have production related things. Just trying to think that Russia might have numbers related things. I don't know, something to do with troops or resources or something. I know they already have. Essentially, we're going to like maybe turn the civs, you know, unique abilities up to the max, but we're going to give them like extra techs, maybe some, probably not extra units because that can be OP if you give them extra units at the start, but extra technologies of different paths probably for each civ. Maybe pick some social policies, but probably not that either. But yeah, definitely like extra techs for certain civs. But that will be it for today. So as always, if you have enjoyed, I already said this part, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.